Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome back to another episode of Key West Waterman. My name is Aaron Young. It is a textbook summer day here in the Florida Keys, down in Key West. Long story short, got some great weather. I've got my new props on the boat, so I'm running really well. Cruising at like 40, getting 2 miles a gallon. So I'm gonna run a little ways, and my heart yearns for going to explore uncharted territory. So that's what we're gonna do today. I'm gonna take you along with me. We're gonna run out. I'm actually about to pull a bait trap here, but I'll show you what I have. Got a couple spinners, a couple conventionals. Got the electric reel for the descender. I'm gonna go fish some deep ledges, or go look for some deep ledges, anywhere from 250 to 400, and see what we can come up with. But I'm gonna pull a bait trap real quick. Hopefully we'll have some pinfish in it, and we will be on our way. Release the ones we don't want. Put you back, buddy. Got a few there. It's funny, I only set one trap because the last few times I've set traps, I've caught like 150 in each. And I only set one trap this time. That's the worst pull I had all year. Probably only 1.5 dozen in there. Pinfish will actually do this, they'll play dead. You just smack them or turn the water back on and they'll come back to life. But I got, like I said, maybe 1.5 dozen in there. Better than nothing. Let's go fishing. All right. So I'm out in the middle of nowhere, probably 60-ish miles from home. I don't have any numbers in this area, so I know this is like a painstaking process, but I'm gonna put some lures out. I'm gonna put a tuna rig out and a wahoo rig out, and I'm just gonna troll around, zigzag in and out between like 250 to 400 and see if I can mark any bottom, anything that looks worth fishing. On bottom fishing, but I'll take a fish on the troll. Feels like a little tuna or bonita or something. Really nice bottom, holy moly. That is a micro blackfin tuna. If it was the end of the day, I'd keep that little guy, but there's no size limit. That's a blackfin, we're gonna let it go. See if we can get some juju. The little ones are delicious. Look at this. Right after I hooked that fish, I kid you not, I marked that. Some great bottom. I'm definitely gonna save that one. So my plan is I'm gonna troll for a little bit, zigzag up and down, hopefully mark a few, and then come back and fish them. But that looks great. So I marked that one. Doesn't look like much, but at these depths, sometimes that's all you need. So there's another decent one right there. Oh, just a little blip. I'm moving kind of fast, but all I'm doing is driving up and down, up and down. This area is pretty lively, actually. A lot of bait on the bottom. Might not take very long to mark some good stuff. The big lure just went off. I couldn't tell what it was. I saw something jump just briefly. This is that wahoo diver, maybe a mahi. Oh, what was it? Right, I turned my head and it jumped again. Slow it down just a little bit. I couldn't tell what it was. I'm in 400 feet. Ate a wahoo lure, or a diver, and it jumped. Huh, I don't even know. I don't even know what I would guess. I would think it'd be a mahi if it's jumping. Maybe a cuda. I've seen cuda jump before, barracuda, but not very often. Maybe a barracuda, I can't tell. Yeah, it looks like a barracuda. What is a barracuda doing out here in 400 feet of water? Just a lonely barracuda in 400 feet. Swim, buddy. He went down. He was a little tired, but he went down. All right. Probably give it, I don't know, 20 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go check some of those spots that we marked. So I covered about a probably 2 mile by 2 mile area, just up and down, up and down, up and down. I've trolled for just shy of 2 hours. It's almost 11 o'clock. I got out here right after 9. But I want to show you what I do when I'm searching these newer, deeper spots. There's a couple different things I want to drop just to see what's down there. I mean, you can't drop once and expect to know everything about the spot. So typically what I'm going to do first, I'm going to drop a chicken rig of some sort. I'll normally tip that with squid or bonita or something like that. Little smaller hooks. It'll tell me if there's any smaller snapper, medium-sized snapper, and then I can go from there. I'll have something ready like this, like a bigger grouper jig that I can tip with a bigger squid or bigger chunk of bonita and put that down. And then I actually have up here a live bait rig just in case I feel inclined to drop a live bait. I've got that ready. And when I'm doing, especially this deeper stuff, I believe it's required by law now. You're supposed to have one of these available. This is a descending device. This one's pretty neat. They were giving these out for free for a while. If they still are, I'll put the link up for that. But all this does is, say I have a fish that comes up that I can't keep and it's got barotrauma, it's like eyes are bulging and there's air coming out of it, the swim bladder's poked out, I can hook that up and drop it straight back down to 150 and hopefully give that fish a chance to live. But like I said, I believe you're supposed to have these readily available if you are bottom fishing for snapper or grouper. But I'm gonna get on my first spot. I'll show you what it looks like. I'm mainly gonna be fishing squid, and we'll get down there and do a little bit of prospecting. So this really doesn't look like much unless you were to zoom in. I'm gonna zoom this in and you can see, so that's 5 feet. So it's about a foot ledge-ish, but you can see there's a little bit of thick green on top, which is gonna be life of some sort. The red line is the hard bottom, but there's just a little bit there. Like I said, it doesn't look like a ton, but it caught my eye enough. When I drove on it the first time, it had a little bit bigger ball of life, but there's still enough there. I can tell that that's nice hard bottom. We're gonna drop a chicken rig down. Squid on a chicken rig going down. There's a little bit of a current, not a ton. I'm using 6 ounces of lead. That should hopefully be enough. If it's not, just go up a little bit. I'm setting about 150 feet up current of where I want to land. I love this. Love testing new spots. Especially when you're far away from home. Stuff you've never fished. The last spot I dropped 3 times on it, not a single bite. Now, you know, should I delete that number? Maybe. I typically will save it. That way if I ever run over it again, I at least have some notes. So I put in there, drop 3 times, use squid, no bites. That way if I come across it some other day, maybe it has a ton of life on it, there could be fish on it. Just because I didn't catch anything, I don't necessarily delete them. And also, you know, I could run across it on accident another day if I were to delete it and think it's something new again. But I at least save it and keep the notes. But I'm trying another one, similar spot, similar bottom. I'm gonna send squid down again. For the most part, anything at this depth will eat squid, so it's a good tester. If we hook something, I'll show you what the bottom looks like, but pretty much the same, just a little thick section. There's a little ball of life. Holy moly, it's a fish. So I'll probably skip around a bunch on these. I know these can be really boring. I enjoy it, but if I showed you 2 hours of me not catching anything. I hit about 4 more spots, no bites. Moved in a little shallower. So some of the shallower marks I hit in 200. This is my first bite and hooked fish of the day. Feels kind of snappery, big head shakes, jumping around, very active. It is not a snapper. It's a triggerfish. Catch these a lot on the bottom down here. These gray triggers do have a season, and I can't remember what it is, so I'm going to release this guy. But that is a gray triggerfish. Put him down on the descender. Oh, there are fish here, so I'm going to try another one. And go back down. So I looked it up actually on the Fish Rules app. The gray triggers don't have, or they are open right now on the Atlantic side. For some reason, I think the Gulf side has a different season. I can't remember. To be honest, and I'm gonna offend somebody, triggers aren't my favorite. Like, I will eat them. They're great, nice, clean, white meat, but I get to be a little picky down here. If I have the choice, I would choose something else. I think they're great for ceviche. It's a little firm, white, flaky meat. Just, it's not my first choice. I figure if I throw a couple back, maybe I'll get some good juju. Oh. Seems to be a little more lively in here in the shallower water. Feels a little smaller. Everything I don't want. Blue runner on the bottom. Go right back down. I'm still on a good drift. Just to show you what I'm working here, just a little ledge. This actually just showed up, that second drift. At first it was just a little bit of subtle life on the bottom, excuse me. And whatever this is showed up, so. Action is bringing action. The more fish I hook, the more fish that are showing up. Ooh. Oh, we got a little more on it. Taking some drag. Oh! That fish may... Oh, he broke it. Whatever that was had some boogie on it. Yeah, at least lost the weight. I can't tell if he broke the whole rig. Dang it, that was a nice fish. Took the hook and the weights. You can see I hooked 2 fish and there's sharks behind the boat now. Where there's life and food, there's gonna be sharks. Probably will give this one more go. If there's that many that quick, probably don't have a very good chance of getting anything up here. So I just had 2 big bull sharks come up, do a pass under the boat. I'm gonna move along. Even if I did hook something good, something got my bait. Even if I did hook something good, the odds of getting it up with that many sharks around is not good. So I'm gonna move down. Keep looking. Got something huge up here floating. Oh my God. Of course I don't have my dive gear. Look at that. May have to do a couple passes with the lure. So I don't expect to hook anything with this as I'm casting it. I'm just trying to see if anything will come up and swipe at it. See if it'll bring any wahoo up from the depths. Realistically, when I find this, I shouldn't pull up to it like that. I should just troll by it first, but I just like looking at stuff. You know. Oh, some triple tail in it. One just swam back in it. They're definitely small. Too small to keep. A lot of times you get a floater like this, there'll be wahoo sitting down beneath it. It's another shark. Sharks all over. Throw them a bit of squid. Something to eat. My triple tail. That one may be close. He's probably a little short. There's a few of them in there. Ooh, that one's a keeper right there. Maybe we can try and get that triple tail to eat. Sometimes they'll eat squid. Let's see if I can get a better look at them. Pretty neat. Oh, that's the big one. That's a keeper triple tail. Ah, the wrong one ate it. But that tells me they'll eat squid. He ate it the second it hit the water. See if I can get one of the bigger ones to eat it. So this is a triple tail. I don't show these a lot on the channel. 1, 2, 3, triple tail. I believe they have to be 18 inches. But the fact that that one ate, maybe I can get that big one to eat. What you probably really want is a live shrimp. But we don't have that. Oh, that's a little one. I need the big one. There's the big one. There's one of the big ones. Of course, only the little ones are the ones that are willing to eat. Oh, oh, the big one ate it. Big one ate it. Oh, this is so cool. I don't have a net. I need a net. Try and bring him on the swim platform. There's a nice one. Woo, baby, he's in the boat. I don't catch these very often. This is super cool. That is definitely a keeper. I grew up in Port Canaveral. They get monsters, but that's about as big as I see them down here. That is a beautiful triple tail. Let's get a measurement on him. Just over 23 inches. Look at that. Gonna brain and bleed them. That is not a fish we get every day. You typically have to find them on floaters or big patches of grass. I think that thing got the best of me. When it flopped, its gill plate caught my nail and ripped it up a little bit, but that's all right. Super cool. Was running along and I noticed another nice floater. Oh, that thing is stuffed with triple tail. Got a barracuda following it. That one inside the bucket may be big enough. Just turning out to be a triple taily kind of day. I don't know, is that 18 inches? That looks close. That tail sticking out looks nice. May just grab the bucket. Got one. Hold on. Not sure if he's big enough. Get your bucket back. He is rubbing on the line of 18. Sometimes you just got to pick up the bucket. So let him go. He was too close. Literally rubbing right on 18. They got to be 18 total, so we'll let that one swim. Just ran over that. It's a pretty nice mark. Little rock with a bunch of life on it and then a bunch of life on the backside. Got to be some fish down there on the struggle bus today, and I need to keep an eye on that. Nothing on the second drop. Looks like we might get the edge of that storm. Hopefully it stays over there. Wind definitely picked up though. This storm's pushing into me, so I'm gonna have to work back east, kind of towards home a little bit. Hopefully just can clear it enough that I don't gotta worry about the lightning. The search continues. Trying to fish and wait for this weather to die. I really don't want to run 60 miles in this. Getting little nibbles. Found another spot in like 325-ish. Got something. Oh. It came off. Dang it. Well, at least there's some life here. On the bottom. Whoop. Here we go. Ah. Big old vermilion snapper. What? I like that. I'm gonna level with you. My arm is tired. Well, both arms. Very tired. Reeling up and down from 300 feet all day. I'm gonna do a couple with the electric reel, see if I can put a few more snapper in the boat. After all, my job is to supply fish for the house if I come home. With just a couple, I didn't do my job. much as I would love to continue to reel them up and down, I'm running out of time and daylight. They're all over it. Let's see what we got. I'm trying to locate that school of vermilion. And if it is the wrong thing, I can just clip my equalizer right back on. Hey, there we go. Nice one. That is a yellow eye. It's actually a decent one. I'll tell you, when those circle hooks get in there, I will take those all day. Love those. Tasty fish right there. Tried to put a big squid on this one. See if I can single out something bigger. Eat it. There you go. Not a monster, but it doesn't feel tiny. Thankfully, that wind is calming down. I was torn on whether to just make a run for it or try and wait it out. You don't want to wait too long and get close to dark, but it seems like I may have made the right decision. Nice yellow eye. Okay, okay. Don't call it a comeback. Better late than never. We did a taste test with these in vermilion a little while back, and they're both really good, but these are one of my favorite snapper. Yeah, baby. Oh no. Woohoo! He came off the hook right there and I grabbed him. That was luck. Oh, there we go. That feels like a better one. Take a little drag. Woo! Got a long way to go. Oh, it feels like, it almost felt like a shark whacked it or something. Gotta be faster than the shark. Whew. Did a couple of big wham, wham, whams. Felt like it got heavy, and then it just gave up, like almost like a shark grabbed it or bit its tail off. Maybe that was its last hurrah, I don't know. We're about to find out. Are you kidding me? That was by far the biggest yellow eye I have hooked so far. Look at the size of that thing. Oh my gosh. Sorry, buddy. So I'm gonna stick with the electric for now. If the sharks are going to be an issue, normally I can beat them with the electric reel. I just hate to leave fish. I finally found some fish. So I hooked a shark on the electric reel, and I figured while he's busy, I'm going to drop the other one. The problem with finding the fish is sharks love to eat fish. So if it's a healthy, fishy spot, typically there's going to be sharks around. That's just a part of it. All right, Wow, the shark is busy. Oh, he ate it. It's just out of control. They're eating everything. Well, they own this spot. There's nothing I can do. That almost seems like a shark. Can't even get anything off the bottom. Different spot. More sharks. Seems like I found the fish late. And the sharks are here heavy. So I'm gonna, I don't know, it's 5 o'clock. I think I'm gonna hit it. Got an hour ride in at least. A little longer actually, about an hour and a half. Hour 15. That's just a bummer. Found some cool spots, but sharks aren't having it. I'm gonna pack up and I will see you guys in a bit. I just had to stop and show you guys this. These clouds are on point tonight. Look at all these lit up over here from the sunset. So cool. What an evening. And that is our haul. If I didn't run as far as I did, I'd be pretty pumped, but burn a lot of gas, but that's a part of searching. We'll let these rest overnight. Since we don't cook triple tail a lot or catch a lot of triple tail, that's what we're gonna cook. I'll show you guys filleting that and cooking it up tomorrow. I'll see you then. We are back at the house. So this is a triple tail if you've never seen one. Very interesting looking fish. They get up to, I think, upwards of 40 pounds. They're almost like a pelagic, I don't even know, like they are out typically in open water, but they stay near the surface and they like to hide near debris, crab traps, whatever it may be. I've personally never seen any big ones near stationary structure like a rig or a wreck or anything. I typically only see the big ones following something floating. Sometimes I've seen the small ones on the rigs, but that's about it. They call it a triple tail. I've got 1, 2, 3 tails here in the back that are very defined. I know they get big where I'm from, Port Canaveral. They get big up in, I think, off Louisiana. They get some really big ones, but this is probably the biggest one I've ever caught down here. But yeah, not one I get to show you very often. I think out of the 5 years I've been making videos, I think I've only had maybe one other triple tail at the very beginning. So I wanted to show this. I don't fillet them very often, so bear with me. I thought about leaving the skin on. I've never tried skin on triple tail, but something tells me the skin's probably a little too thick. They're almost like armor plated. See, I got to use a serrated to get through it properly. But they are a delicious little fish. And I fished all day. I didn't have a single bite on live bait. I have to chop these videos up quite a bit to be able to fit everything in. I know you guys like the longer ones, but I can only make them so long. But yeah, everything I caught ate squid. Even this guy. Let's try to use that knife and get under this edge where the scales meet the spines up here. And then once you get under the scales, you can work down a little bit. that knife and come across from that side and open it up, and then same thing down here. You work down low, come from behind the scales and cut out instead of trying to cut through them. Helps you a bit. Oop. Now this is the rib cage. If you run your knife across there, you can hear it. Big thick bones, that's why I like this serrated. I like taking the rib cage. Hopefully soon out here we'll have our dock and our fillet table. We're waiting for that permit to come back so we can start doing that. We're gonna do a dock right here for the Ginu, and then we're gonna do a little outdoor kitchen on the side with an outdoor shower. So hopefully that'll be soon. I'm tired of crouching over this little short fillet table. Just beautiful, big white flakes. Something that I always found interesting about these is I don't really ever see them inshore. I don't know if different areas they do go in a little closer to shore, or actually, you know, shack up on the reefs or something. But eventually, like typically, I'm seeing them following debris. When the debris reaches shore, I wonder if they just abandon ship and swim out deeper. I don't know. But like I said, I only ever see the big ones on something offshore, mahi fishing or out drifting for wahoo. A bucket or a tote or bundle of rope, anything. Yeah, I don't know if you'd be able to eat the skin on those. That skin is pretty thick. But anything out there floating, they like to hang near. So those are actually nice. I'm gonna save that. That's a real nice cut of meat there. The bones and the ribs are real thick. Easy to eat that for sure. Take this little section of pin bones out. That's beautiful. I mean, look at that. Big, thick flakes. Big, thick flakes. I am excited. We don't get to eat these very often. And we're in the kitchen. What's up, Tune? We got Tuna and Tipsy. We almost have the whole gang. Pearl's outside playing reindeer games.
I was literally just thinking reindeer games.
She doesn't like to come inside at night. She likes to run around and be wild, Pearl. Miss Madeleine is getting dinner ready. We've got our triple tail. I think I said it a bunch, but we almost never get these. Can you remember the last time you had triple tail?
No.
It's probably been at least 3 or 4 years for me, but
I don't even know if I've
it's
had it.
such an amazing, like, look at the size of the flakes on that. It was only a 23-inch fish. It has flakes the size of like a 20-pound fish. Just beautiful, white, clean meat. So I'm very excited. What are we having, baby?
We are having red potatoes with a little dill and butter. And then we were actually just up with family, and his stepmom, Stephanie, made these peppers and just grated some Parmesan cheese on it. So that's what we're making.
Those sweet peppers?
Little sweet peppers. They were so simple, but delicious. And yeah.
Triple tail.
Triple tail.
So getting the sides ready, and we'll do the fish here shortly. All right, so fish, cast iron. We pretty much always use a cast iron for fish. Salt and pepper, olive oil. And we're on this kick lately. A lot of times we do cast iron, sear both sides real hard, and then put in the oven with butter. Lately what we've been doing, and I actually learned this from Will, we let it cook on one side almost all the way through and then flip it. And even if it doesn't have the skin on it, it makes a nice crunch. And lately we've been also just doing salt and pepper and olive oil. If you have a nice quality fresh fish, which the fish is always fresh here in Casa de Joven, you don't need, what?
I was not expecting you to say that.
You don't need much. It's salt and pepper, olive oil, and if the fish is fresh, it's going to be amazing. And in Spanish in high school, she always called me Senor Joven.
Okay. I was wondering how you just whipped that out.
Senora Sweet, if you're out there somewhere. I learned a little bit. It wasn't a lot, but I learned a little bit. But yeah, you don't need much. Salt and pepper, olive oil. If the fish is nice and fresh, it doesn't take a lot. It's nice to, put it in a taco or fry it or cover it in sauce sometimes, but especially with the fish we don't get a lot or something we're trying for the first time. Very simple. You really get everything, all the flavor from the fish. So you can see almost all the way done, just a little translucent still on one side, and they're ready to flip. So, disclaimer, if you're doing really thick fillets over like an inch or so, that technique is not going to work very well. You'll end up burning one side and not being able to get it all the way through in the middle. So you may have to throw them in the oven if you're doing thick fillets, but anything an inch or so or a little thinner than that should be just fine. But you see, nice crunchy edge. You know we love the crunchies. And then once you flip them, 30 seconds, a minute on the second side, and they'll be done. Perfect. Nailed it, baby. That fish.
It looks perfect.
I have to get a close-up of this. Hold on. Let me do some behind the scenes here. Wow.
Seeing the man at work.
Wow. All right, so
you know what I just realized?
Go ahead.
Sorry. So we were just saying how like this is Stephanie's little recipe. This is my mom's little potato recipe.
Is it? The
yeah.
dill and...
Yeah.
Oh yes, you guys were the one that showed me the dill and the potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
That's too funny. And this one is Will's.
We steal all the recipes, really.
So while I let this cool, I did want to mention I will be at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show in the Blue Wild section at the COA booth Thursday and Friday. I don't remember the exact dates. I'll throw them up on the screen. But Thursday and Friday, Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. I'll be up there. If you want to stop by, say hey, take a picture, ask some questions, buy some shirts, spear guns, whatever it may be. Stop by. COA booth, Blue Wild section at the Fort Lauderdale Boat Show. I will be facing my social anxiety.
He's gotten much better. You know, people will come up to him in the grocery store and he handles it really well.
I normally just take off running.
I'm like the social barrier is what he likes to call me, like his social
my
anxiety.
social helmet.
Yeah. Because I don't mind talking to people, but.
No, I'm not the fish cool. Potatoes are great. Peppers are great.
Mm-hmm. Fun fact: Parmesan cheese in 1 ounce has 9 grams of protein. So if you're needing to get a protein fix, I mean, you can just eat a block of Parmesan cheese.
Eat some cheese. I'm sure some people are going to take you up on that.
No, but seriously, like, go look at Parmesan cheese or any kind of like.
It's just like.
Oh wow.
You nailed it, baby.
That is perfect.
Sorry.
No.
That's your story.
No, that's all my story was.
That's what fish is supposed to look like. Still moist on the inside.
Ooh, yeah.
Got a little shimmer.
Mmm. You can hear
Triple tail is so good. I cooked the ribs last night. I took the ribs out of the fillet and pan seared them. It's like
grouper.
It's like grouper.
Meat some mango.
But like it's like delicate, like a snap. It's like more delicate. Grouper's more meaty. It's delicate like a snapper, but it has that fatty, like rich flavor like a grouper.
Even the fillets, I feel like, are thick, like a grouper would be.
It's because I caught a big one.
Um.
That is all we have on this one. We're kind of gearing up towards winter. It's been such a nice summer. The evenings have been like 81, 82.
It's been one of the coolest summers I think we've had in like over 5 years.
Yeah, our summer's like April to October, but
yeah, but like the meat.
It's been a nice one.
Yeah, and then like the meat of the heat is literally like July, August, September, and I feel like we've been able to like go play tennis after, like in the evening, or like sit out on the balcony
and not sweat our buns off.
Yeah, it's been really, really nice. So very grateful for that.
Looking forward to winter.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start the tuna fishing, the king mackerel, the wahoo, all that good stuff's gonna start showing up here soon. Videos will change a bit. Start cooking outside, doing some camping. But that is all we have. Do you have anything you want to share with the world?
I don't. This dinner.
Well, it's not enough.
I know you guys ask like, oh, does she cook? I don't really cook that often because he always cooks and he's good at cooking. I'm like the mediocre cook of the household.
You just have different. I cook more seafood.
Between him and Will, I stand no chance.
You cook Texas country home cooking stuff.
Yes, like the non-healthy.
I can't harvest cornbread out there.
I don't cook healthy food.
That stuff's important.
Yeah, so we can't eat that every day. So like my style of cooking is not a daily type of meal, but I'm very grateful that he can cook. Thank you, Will, for teaching me.
I really enjoy it. I knew a little bit.
No, I know. You actually were.
I knew a little bit. I learned a lot from Will. If you don't know who Will is, he's a very good friend of ours. He, excuse me, has a channel, Cooking with Clams. The guy is a magician in the kitchen.
Yes.
It's not going down right.
Sorry.
I've said it before. Go check him out. Awesome channel. I learned so much from him.
Yeah. It's like the most perfect. Look at that.
It's perfect. It's like still so juicy, but crunchy edge.
Mm-hmm.
Try it. We're rambling. We will see you on the next one. Thanks so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. And we'll see you later. Tuna.
This is really good.
It's really good. Like, that is cooked. It's not moist still, it's juicy. Like it's dripping when you cut it open.
Yeah. It's so shiny.
I gotta go find another triple tail.
That's by far my favorite way you cook fish.
You cook this fish?
Well, like when we cook it like this.
Dude! He looks mad.
He's waiting.
Dude, what's wrong?
He looks upset. He's like, I can smell fish, but I haven't had any.
They don't time.
Dude!